Hello, this is PDBD and this is the very first devlog for Spaceman Chronicles, and I hope there are many more to come. Spaceman Chronicles is a project very dear to me, and a project resurrected from the pile of abandoned ideas. I worked on it for the first time about 2 years ago when I first started teaching myself the Unity Game Engine, and I hope that this time my skills are sufficient to have the reality of what I can create be closer to the vision in my head than it was back in 2019. Spaceman Chronicles is inspired by my personal love for science fiction books, especially the novels and stories by Ray Bradbury. I love his book The Martian Chronicles, and I even got a Bradbury tattoo some time ago. Spaceman Chronicles is supposed to mirror the atmosphere I love about his books, this kind of tension between the romantic and the terror of the vast loneliness in space. Spaceman Chronicles is about this loneliness. It's about exploring the dark, the unknown, and the feeling of wonder instilled by the beauty of space, be it in form of colorful nebulas, star showers, or just the sheer dimensions of space itself. Enough of the philosophical foundation of what in the end is a 2D pixel platformer with Metroidvania-like exploration. The game is taking place on 6 different worlds. Each world itself can be freely explored, only limited by the player's abilities and the upgrades he was able to find in the single worlds, like the ability to dash. Those upgrades allow to access new parts of the different worlds, and I have a very specific plan about those worlds. They are supposed to be very distinct from each other and have different settings and different platforming challenges. There is the very first world, Celestial Canyons, a rocky moon scarred with canyons and caves. It is the playground to learn the basic movement for the platforming challenges and boss fights that the game throws at the player. There is Orbital Oceans, a blue planet, home to water which seems to defy gravity. Big bubbles transport the player from place to place, geysers speed up the player and throw them into every direction. And in the deep, the Kraken is waiting. Heliosspheric Heights is a frozen planet, marked by the highest mountains in the system. Falling boulders and platforms, strong winds and deadly icicles make the climb to the highest peaks a dangerous undertaking. Lunar Lushness is a small moon covered in a dense forest. Watch every step as every part of this moon seems to be alive, growing lianas, thorny bushes, carnivorous flowers. Those are just some of the traps this jungle laid out for the player. Astral Automatons is a world that once was mined by another civilization. Do be aware to not fall into the moving clocks of those ancient machines. Some of them seem to have developed a twisted sense of humor. Kepler's Chaos is the grand finale, fitting the journey behind the player. The very fabric of reality itself is out to get them, twisting the laws of physics on its head, expecting them to fall into the maelstrom of blackness which tries to swallow the system the player grew so very fond of during their journey. This is the vision I have for Spaceman Chronicles, and it's a long way to get there. So, first of all, let's talk about looks and style. At the start of the project, I experimented and built a tiny mock-up of what the game is supposed to look like. I was experimenting with different kind of styles for the time-lapse. I wanted a simple style for which I can easily produce graphics despite my lack of pixel art skills. At one point I was thinking about going 1-bit like graphics, inspired by Gütke's Dewdrop Dynasty. After multiple different time-lapses, I settled on the one you can see right here. It's simple, it uses just 2 shades of grey and blends into black, which helps to make the screen less overloaded with color. In my opinion, it's easier on the eye, and it conveys more of the atmosphere of the dark caves on a lonesome moon. To add to the looks of it, I added Unity 2D lights which come with the universal render pipeline. I put on some bloom with the post-processing of the universal render pipeline to make those colors pop a little bit more, and I added some particles to breathe life into the scene, like those spores that fly from left to right, and some water drops falling from the ceiling. I really liked the look. I felt like I had something I could work with and I can expand. So next thing is moving the player around. and building a good, tight player controller is a big challenge. A challenge which I will talk about in the next devlog. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it until the end, consider subscribing or giving it a like, it would help me a lot. And let me know in the comments your thoughts about my vision of this game. Maybe you have some ideas of your own you want to share. See you soon in the next devlog. Goodbye.